beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God sheds His grace on me and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you for joining us today as we stand in unity with the Somali community. This past week has been incredibly overwhelming for many of us of the Somali community.
We've been called trash, told to go back to our country, and reminded we are not welcome here. We are here today to tell everyone, not only do we belong here, this is our home. We have plenty of speakers today, so we are going to get started. I'd like to welcome Mayor Kim Norton, Representative Leebing, and State Senator Liz Boldon to the stage.
Thank you. And I would like to ask, there are other elected officials in the room. Could we have I think there's local school board. I see several former school board members. Please stand up, Mohamed. City Council, County Board, Commissioners. Yeah. Thank you. I think you need to know that your local government is here for you. It was my honor to be able to be interviewed. It was a little nerve-wracking, I will say, when a microphone gets put before you and you get to be the first person to speak out on something. But it was an honor. It's an honor to be your mayor and to be able to say that we stand behind our Somali community. I said it to the press, I said it in writing, and we will say it again tomorrow night at the City Council meeting. We stand with the Somali community and all of our immigrant residents who make this a fabulous, fabulous place to live. And a lot has been said, and I'm not going to repeat all the things that have been said, but I do want to say, in another lifetime, I served on the school board here. I served with Mohamed, who was on the school board at the same time I was. And right before that, I did special ed, and I got to meet the very first Somali families who came to town. There was no one in the city of Rochester that spoke Somali, save one individual that we had to pay an arm and a leg for that worked for Mayo Clinic that we brought down to help do interpretation. From that first day, when the first immigrants came who could not speak the language, the change has been remarkable. I have never seen a culture assimilate as quickly, learn the language as quickly, get involved in the political realm, serving as an elected official so quickly in all the years I've been alive. So I want to say thank you to the Somali community for being a part of our community, for being an integral part of it, for getting involved, and we will stand with you, and we are proud to call you our friends and neighbors. You are Somalians, you are Minnesotans, you are Americans. Thank you.
I am really, really grateful to be here with all of you this afternoon. I'm going to be brief, but just to say and echo what was said before, this is what community looks like. We will not be bullied. We will not be pushed around. We know what is happening. We know the playbook, and we will not be divided. This is our community, and I am really, really grateful for the facts and the information that was shared before about the great, great value that the Somali community brings to our community. But I also just want to say, you don't need to prove yourselves. You are valuable because you are human, because you are here. We love you because you are here. And so we will continue to stand together. As we know, the attacks are going to continue to come, and it is just going to be more and more important for us to stay together and to build that community, to build that support for each other, so we can continue to support each other and what is needed in our community. And I'm happy to stand with all of you to do that.
Good afternoon. I'm so proud to be here with you today. I'm Representative Tina Leebing. I represent part of Rochester, a little bit outside Rochester. I am so proud to be here with you to stand with the Somali community, but really so much has been said that is so important, and I hope that it's really been heard. We are a nation of immigrants. Immigrants make our nation strong. They make us America. Where would we be without immigrants? So all immigrants are what builds this nation. And so we know that the targeting of the Somali community is just a distraction. It's just another step in a building of an authoritarian government. It's just a distraction from the most corrupt president we've ever had. And we know that whatever he calls somebody else, he's really naming himself. Don't we? So, I'm just here to say that I stand with all of you. I'm delighted to see the people in this room. You know, many people couldn't even get in here. There are so many people wanting to come to this event, there was no room in the room. So that just tells you, Rochester, all of the good, decent, thinking people of Rochester stand with the Somali community. And I think it's very important what Senator Boldon just said. The Somali community does not have to prove itself. You have proven yourselves. Over more than 20 years that I've known Somali people in this community, you are integral to our community. You are as important as anyone else in our community. You belong here, and we will stand together as a community. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. I cannot hear you. Good afternoon. That's the energy I want. Thank you. History has taught us something we cannot afford to forget. Before a community is harmed, it's first dehumanized. Not with bombs, not with prison, but with words. Hitler didn't begin with gas chambers. He began with insults, with language that made entire families feel less than human. Similarly, for 75 years, especially in the last two, we have watched Palestinians face the same pattern. Dehumanization, silencing, genocide unfolding before our eyes. So when President Trump calls us, our community, garbage, labels our homelands shithole countries, or spreads racist lies like Haitians eat pets, we know exactly what this is. We have seen this playbook before, and let's be honest, this is not new behavior for him. Long before he stepped into politics, Donald Trump was sued by the US Department of Justice for refusing to rent to black families in New York. He didn't discover bigotry in the White House, he carried it with him. So when he targets Somalis, Haitians, Muslims, or immigrant families, we are not shocked. We are witnessing a pattern that has followed him for decades. But here's what he doesn't understand. Dehumanization is how every injustice begins, and silence is how it grows. And we refuse to be silent. While he throws insults to distract the nation, the truth is right in front of us. Families cannot afford rent. Grocery prices are suffocating budgets. People are choosing between heating their homes or feeding their children. And our veterans, the very people who wore this nation's uniform to protect us, are sleeping outside in the brutal Minnesota winter. So, Mr. President, let me say this clearly. We see you, we hear you, and no, you cannot distract us. Immigrants in Minnesota, including Somali Minnesotans, contribute billions into taxes every year. Income tax, property tax, sales tax, business tax. We are not draining America, we are sustaining it. We are not a burden, we are the backbone. Let me add this with a smile, because sometimes humor reveals truth deeper than pain. If Minnesota winters could not bully us, no politicians with a microphone can. We have survived negative 20 degrees, frozen eyelashes, black ice, sideways snow, and white blizzard. So, Mr. President, I'm sorry, you cannot stop us. And not to forget, a cause that needs supplication and prayer to get them started. So, sir, you really think a few insults are going to break us? Be serious. We are not afraid. We are nurses taking care of the elders, doctors saving lives, teachers shaping the future, engineers building America's infrastructure, truck drivers hauling the nation's goods, Uber drivers connecting communities, entrepreneurs rebuilding neighborhoods that are forgotten, and cooks feeding this country meals so good people ask for seconds, and let's not forget the delicious sambusas that you bite your fingers. And let me tell you something personal. I have lived the sting of racism in this country. When 9/11 happened, I was just a high school kid here in Rochester. People called me Osama bin Laden. They called me terrorist. They drove by our mosque on Broadway and egged it. They shouted slurs at us as we walked out after prayer. We were kids, just kids, trying to find our place in a country we loved. And we were treated like strangers in it, but we didn't break. We didn't run. We didn't hide. We stood our ground. We chose hope over hate. And that is why today I can say with absolute pride, I am a Muslim. I am Somali. I am American. And I am not apologizing for any of them. I am not apologizing for any of them. Each one is a blessing. And today we stand with gratitude because our Minnesota neighbors remind us what humanity truly looks like. They embrace us, they uplift us, and they stand with us. We thank each and every one of you for standing by us today, tomorrow, and forever. Your solidarity pushes us to excel, to rise stronger, and to be greater than fear. People say assimilate. We already did, not in speeches, but in sweat, in sacrifice, in family and faith. We are the children of refugees who today build businesses, earn degrees, raise families, and give back more than we ever take. This is the American story. This is contribution. This is belonging. So hear this clearly. We are the fabric of this nation, not the garbage of anyone's imagination. We cannot be bullied. We cannot be erased. We will not be scapegoated. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And I will close with this message. Every Minnesotan knows in their bones, we survived the winter, we can survive you, and more importantly, we are greater than fear. Thank you, everybody.
From the United Methodist Church, let's give her a hand.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. My name is Reverend Cannon. I'm the lead pastor at Christ United Methodist Church here in Rochester. My very first job out of seminary was not serving in a church, but was actually working with the Refugee Resettlement Agency down in Atlanta. I worked in employment and helped people to find their very first job coming to the United States as refugees, and worked with a number of Somali refugees. And so I had the opportunity to see firsthand the fortitude, the courage, the compassion, and the generosity that these refugee people were bringing to our country and making us better for it. I want you to know, as a Christian, that I am embarrassed, I am ashamed, and I am outraged by the rise of Christian nationalism at the highest levels of our government and across our country. That is not my faith. And I can assure you that there are multitudes of Christians who reject and condemn outright the hatefulness, the racism, the vitriol, the xenophobia, the Islamophobia, and all the pieces of what has been lifted up to keep people out and down and less than. I want you to know that there are multitudes of people of faith who believe first and foremost that we are called to love our neighbors. And I am proud and I am grateful to call you, our beloved Somali community here in Rochester, our neighbors. Thank you.
My name is Umar. I'm Executive Director of Somali American Social Service. Good afternoon and welcome honored guests, community leaders, elected officials, advocates, and friends of Somali community. I deeply thank each of you, mayor, state leaders, civic partners, community organizers, and every individual who is present here stand for solidarity and support. Your commitment sends a powerful signal that we believe we have come together as partners, building a future of hope, opportunity, dignity, belonging for all. Since I am one of the member Somali community leader in Minnesota, I would like to give you correct information about Somali community in Minnesota. Minnesota has estimated 107,000 to 108,000 Somali residents. About 95% are United States citizens, more than half born in Minnesota. Only about 5,800 Somali non-citizens and fewer 700 are estimated be undocumented. More than 99.5% of Somali community have legal status. Resources: Minnesota State Demographic, Care Minnesota, KTTC, KSTB. Workforce: about 29,100 Somali Minnesota workers across healthcare, manufacturing, transportation, real estate, warehouses, governments, and also duty for the U.S. Army, including some of our families here in Rochester. Somali Minnesota earn more than $5 million per year and pay about $67 million in state and local tax. Their total statement economic impact $8 billion. That is the resources: Minnesota State Demographic and Empowering Strategies, Minnesota Taxes and States Study, and KSTB. Business: Community Survey and Local Economic and Assessment identified more than 101,000 Somali-owned businesses across Minnesota. Many are owned by Somali women operating in retail, transportation, real estate, restaurants, service, and professional sectors. Education: 96% Somali students plan to graduate from high school. 81% plan to attend 2 or 4 years degree. More than 3,400 Somali Minnesota aged 25 to 4-degree associate degrees. And higher education: thousands of more are currently enrolled in colleges and technical programs. We have a lot of that, PhD holders, MDs, lawyers, pilots. That is a Minnesota report for Minnesota State Surface and Minnesota Office Higher Education. Home ownership: the Somali home ownership in Minnesota is about 11% compared with 77% for white people. The sources: Minnesota Home Ownership Report 2023. Crime and public safety: more than 99.9% of Somali Minnesota have no involvement in the recent high-profile fraud cases. Only about 70 individuals of approximately 108,000 residents were charged. That is a big question need to be answered. We are not supporting any crime person. We believe American law is above for everyone, whatever title you have it, if you are present. Contribution and achievement. Our community is real, rooted, and here to stay. Okay. Our contribution go beyond working with the business. Somali Minnesota are increasingly stepping into civic leadership of public service. Their present elected office, the community institution, testifying to growth and influence and representation. So, as he said, Martin Luther King Jr., we have a dream when the attack come and the politics. As all you know, we have been here last 20 plus years, where we were able to get many positions. I would like to thank you, American people. They trusted us, they fought for us. We start school board, city council, the mayor, state representative, state senator, Congress, and also vice president of the United States. So our dream, next 20 years, we will reach the other positions like governor, federal senator, vice president, secretary, and president too. No one can stop us. Our constitution and United States allow us. So we have to follow the constitution, what that right to give us. In conclusion, with unity, dignity, hope, and shared purpose, our community, our state, our country will flourish. Somali Americans have already proven they can succeed in every sector of society together. We will ensure that next generation continue to grow, lead, and thrive. We will overcome this, and together we will rise. Thank you.
Next, we have attorney Mohamed Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salam means peace. My name is Mohamed Ibrahim, and I am an attorney, a business owner, an activist. And I want to take just a brief moment for us to just recognize the moment that we're in and take into account what's happening to all of us. And while we take this moment to just reflect on the moment that we're in, I want us all to look at the person that is sitting next to us and take a look at everybody that is in this room right now. And just as much as I recognize, I believe that we all recognize that this is what community looks like. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself. You know, I was double refugee from Somalia and from Yemen. And when we came to this country, my parents were working 16-hour shifts at Celestica. Do you guys remember Celestica? Over on, County 55, and now it's the sprawling, part of the town now. And between working there and picking up shifts through Kelly Services and so on and so forth, they put together the little that they had to make sure that we can stay out of trouble, to make sure that we can get a quality education. And I went to Harriet Bishop. And from Harriet Bishop, we transferred to Gage Elementary. And then we went to John Adams Middle School. And then John Marshall. And then we went off and went to college. And we were able to get this great education because of the sacrifice that my Somali American parents did. But this story isn't unique only to my Somali American parents. It's unique to the Catholic, it's very similar to the Catholic community here, to the Polish community that was here, to the Irish community that was here, to the Norwegian and the Scandinavian communities that preceded all of us at the inception of this country. And this Somali story is not just a Somali story. It's the American story. It's a part of the fabric of America. And as we look across the room, right, we don't just see our Somali neighbors and our allies that are standing alongside the Somali community. we see ourselves in each other. And that's why this moment is important. That in the moment of hate, love will always triumph. Do you guys agree? But at the same time, we can't forget about what this moment is reminding us about ourselves, about our community, right? Now, I'm not going to mince my words to say that we do have somebody that is supposed to be our leader that is spewing xenophobic hate that is very, very harmful to all of us, but is bringing the best out of all of us because we are coming together. But all of this, quite frankly, is just political theater to distract us from the fact that we can't afford childcare, that healthcare for a lot of business owners is non-existent, that we cannot afford rent, and rent is increasing, we can't afford groceries, and all of the things that are really, really important to all of our lives. Instead of us focusing on the things that matter, we're over here defending and fighting against political theater. So I say that to say that we need to not only come together in these moments to think about, okay, how can we stand up for one of each other, but how do we look at this moment and build institutional resources so that way we can only not thrive, but we can stand along and be pillars to one another. Now, I know that we're here and we're going to support and we're going to fight with each other, but this moment is going to flee. And Trump and all of the other individuals, especially Tom Emmer from Minnesota, they're going to attack the next community, right? And then what? Are we just going to come together in this room and share samosas and meals and then go home? Or are we going to figure out how we're going to build resources so that way we can adequately fight to make sure that this doesn't continue to happen? Now, the ICE situation is not only affecting the Somali community, it's also affecting our Latinx communities. And we're seeing this mobilization of our federal resources that are not only attacking our undocumented communities, but it's also attacking American citizens. There was a Somali young woman that was, as a United States citizen, that was taken by ICE and sexually abused. And she was held in custody for 24 hours, right? That's the reality of our situation, right? And it could happen to any one of us, right? And there's an attack on birthright citizenship, and that might be something that the Supreme Court is going to be considering, right? But this is a moment for us to call our elected officials and say, hey, what are you doing to make sure that our communities are not being attacked, but at the same time to make sure that our rights remain intact, right? So these are things that we need to be thinking about, and I am here, and I'm going to be standing and fighting alongside of you, but it really warms my heart to see all of you here today. You could have been home right now watching the Vikings, trying to get a win for the first time in a while, but we decided to be here, and I really, really appreciate that, so thank you so much for being here.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Zainab Hassan, and I'm an organizer with the Muslim Coalition through Isaiah, and I've been living in Rochester most of my life. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Those were the first words I memorized as a little Somali kid arriving in this country. I didn't know what they meant at the time, but I knew I had them right. And right after that, the next important English sentence I learned was, "Can I go potty?" So really, my American journey started with patriotism and bathroom breaks. But in all seriousness, those early memories shaped something bigger, the feeling that maybe this new place could be home, even if it didn't always feel like we fit in. For Somalis, home is a complicated word. We carry a lot of tragedy, trauma, and loss in our history. Many of us came here escaping war. Many mothers came bringing their children, hoping that the next generation would never have to experience what they did. And many of us were born here knowing only Minnesota winners, but still growing up hearing the stories of survival that built our families. And yet, despite everything, what do Somalis do? We rebuild, we create community, we make home wherever we plant our feet. Here in Rochester, we've worked so hard to belong, to participate, to show that this place is ours too. We see the opportunities, we see the potential, and we see the future our children can have here. Even when the world tries to make us feel like outsiders, we show up with strength, with resilience, and with the love for the place we have chosen as home. And I wanna say something clearly. Somalis belong here. Muslims belong here. We are part of the fabric of this city, this state, and this country. Right now, the organizing happening in the Muslim community is more important than ever. When politicians, including the Trump administration, target us, it's because they recognize our power. They know our voices matter, they know our votes matter, and they know our unity is stronger than any fear they try to create. Right. That's why I want to emphasize how important the Isaiah December 13th convention is. We need the Muslim community there. We need Somali families there. We need young people there, elders, mothers, fathers, all of us. Because when we show up together, we don't just react to the world, we shape it. Before I close, I want to take a moment to express deep gratitude to the Somali community, to our elders, to our youth, to our mothers and fathers. Thank you for your strength and your love.
Hello, my name is Mohamed, and I'm the son of 2 immigrants. I prepared a poem for you guys tonight, and it is titled The Land of the Free, and it has a powerful message. Thank you. The days start long, the nights feel cold. Dreams carried in bags, too small to hold. Freedom comes with a price to pay, yet we rise again, day by day. A land of free, they say, but freedom's built, not given away. We learn the rules, we find our place, chasing tomorrow in a stranger's face. We build our lives from borrowed starts with tired hands and open hearts. Each step a test, each word a fight, to find our place in the morning light. My child grows fast, begins to see the land of the free through eyes like me. He asks if freedom means no fear. I say we're getting closer, dear. For freedom's more than open skies. It's hope that never fades or dies. It's working hard, it's standing tall. It's finding home when you've lost it all. But some days the air grows heavy and strained when words from towers bring a different pain. They talk on screens and people stare like freedom's theirs, but we just share. Somali name and Somali face, whispers follow, soft yet loud. A mother clutches her son tight when speeches twist what's wrong and right. Still, I work, I smile, and I pray. Raise my child the Somali way. Teach him pride they can't erase, no matter what the headlines say. At my school, my boy keeps his eyes held low. They ask him things he should not know. Do you belong? Are you one of them? He bites his tongue. He will not answer again. They laugh at words they barely grasp, carrying echoes of headlines past. A child should dream, not bear the weight of voices preaching fear and hate. He comes home quiet, eyes full of doubt. The world is too loud, yet shuts him out. I hold him close, but what can I say? The freedom fades some days this way. The land of free or the land where we plead. I wish these truths were up to me. A child in pain misunderstood for something no one ever should. The land of free, it's what they claim to be. But where is freedom meant to be found when hate still walks a sacred ground? Thank you.
Next, we welcome the president of the local NAACP chapter, Dr. Wale Elegbede.
Salam alaikum. My name is Wale Elegbede, president of the Rochester branch of the NAACP. For my Muslim brothers and sisters here, they know me as Brother Suleiman. So I just want to tell you all that, we have a statement that we'll read, but prior to the statement, just want to tell you that I know what you're going through. The first time when Trump was running for presidency, there were things that I was hearing that reminded me of autocratic language. There were things that I was hearing, because I'm originally from Nigeria, that reminded me of what dictators were saying. And that prompted me to get up and to galvanize our community in La Crosse. And what came out was we had Christian brothers and sisters, we had Jewish brothers and sisters, we had people of no faith come together, and we formed the interfaith group, the Lacrosse Shoulder to Shoulder group. Now, in Islam, God talks about He created us in different tribes so that we can get to know one another. And if you look around here today, what do you see? People of different tribes. We have Christians, we have Muslims, we have white people, we have different people of different ethnic backgrounds, all here together. And so what the president is trying to do is to really to divide us. And divide and conquer works. It does work unless we say no, unless we say that we're going to be our brother and sister's keeper. So, I know there's a lot of fear. The last time, my wife was afraid for me to go to mosque because they were afraid of either being killed, just to be frank, right? I mean, that's the days that we're in right now. So there's a lot of fear. You know, you go into the mosque, you can get pulled over. You're sending your kid to school, you could get taken away. You know, you're going to the hospital. So there is a lot of fear. And fear works, but the antidote of fear is love. And so that's what we need to work on, love. And the last thing that I will say is you can't put your head down. This is not a time for putting your head down in the sand. I've seen this before. You put your head down, you're going to get trampled on. You cannot put your head down. You have to stand up. You have to fight. You have to vote. I appreciate a lot of the elected officials that are here to stand in solidarity with you all. There are several others, many others that are not here. And you need to know who they are. And you need to vote for people that vote for your interest. You need to vote for people that vote for love, that vote for diversity, that vote for social justice. That's your job. That's what we have to do as a community. You know, the Rochester branch of the NAACP, we reject hate in all its form and affirm this truth that our Somali community belongs here. Immigrants are welcome, and their humanity and dignity are non-negotiable. Somali Americans are integral to the fabric of Rochester. They're honest business owners, healthcare workers, social workers, teachers, public servants, military service members, government employees, and caregivers. They take care of our elderly. They take care of our children. They work hard, and they contribute daily to the prosperity of Rochester, just as other members of our community does. Leadership should be about uplifting people, not tearing communities down, and we reject the hateful rhetoric made by President Trump and all those who traffic in fear as your currency. Racial profiling has no place in a nation governed by the 14th Amendment, which promises equal protection and demands that all people are to be treated fairly, regardless of race, ethnicity, and national origin. Now, I don't see ICE going after European immigrants. I only see ICE going after black and people of color. So we reject bigotry, and we encourage everybody, our organizations, our elected officials, and all residents of Rochester to reject bigotry and to stand with our Somali neighbors. I also implore you all, we're going to be galvanizing our community to make sure that people go out and vote. The way we change this is by demanding the future we want to see. We want to see a community of love where it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter if you're an immigrant, you can live the American dream, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Not the pursuit of hate, the pursuit of happiness. And so, engage with the NAACP, learn about us, engage with us, and let us do the good work together. Stay blessed.
Hi all, I'm Olivia Bergen. I organize in the greater Rochester area congregations and neighborhoods with Isaiah. And I want to first recognize the leadership and courage of Zainab Hassan, Salah Mohamed, Omar Noor, all of the youth. Raise your hand if you're a youth who helped make today happen. Though they've shown a lot of leadership and courage, though the attacks that we're seeing right now are especially dangerous and vicious, what we're experiencing is not new to the Somali community. It's not new to the Muslim community. For decades, they have been told that they are not welcome. They have endured harassment and threats and bullying and discrimination. And when Muslim leaders founded the Muslim Coalition of Isaiah in 2017, they did so in the aftermath of the bombing of Dar al-Farouk Mosque in Bloomington, Minnesota. And it was a time of immense fear in the community, but those leaders decided to build power in spite of that. Because power protects. Actions like today, going public with our stories, protect us, even when there is a desire to want to hide or make oneself feel small, just try to survive, right? And so Isaiah and the Muslim Coalition, as a key part of our organization, we are a community organizing organization. What is happening right now is not politically neutral. It is a choice that the highest office holder in our country is making the remarks that he is. And it's a choice that our leaders at all levels can decide to support, can decide to oppose, or can decide to try to think that there's some neutral ground where it has nothing to do with them. But we reject that, right? We call on all of our leaders and want to build enough power so that what we are facing is not acceptable anymore.
Thank you to all the speakers, volunteers, and attendees. We could not have done this event if it was not for you guys, so give yourself a hand right now. Once again, as a high school senior here and a child of 2 refugees that came from Minnesota, this is my mom right here, seeing all the obstacles that they faced and being able to work and be able to co-host this with my sister is an amazing experience, so thank you guys all for that. I want to encourage you all to enjoy the potluck in the back when we're done with this, and please communicate with each other, share your contacts, because events like this happen in the future, but you know, this one's important. So thank you.
Somali Rochester Media.